Okay, okay. Here I am.
Okay,
Okay,
perfect.
okay. Here
It is live. Uh, let me get. Shut up. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll create a custom game. Let's see, basic settings. We'll start with just a dogfights custom. Match time. Okay. Map. Let's do
Mm,
Foster Haven. Okay. Oh. This okay, password set, blah 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 blah. That's all good. Create match as pilot. Okay, so the match is up under my name.
right.
The password is just SWS, lowercase. So Jish Twigs is medic around? What happened to medic?
That'll
He's on the
join.
road.
It's like 20 minutes now.
Oh, 20 minutes. Okay. So Jish Twigs, if you wanna join in the lobby, and then
just one.
sorry.
No, nothing, nothing.
Yeah.
What's the password?
SWS, lowercase.
SWS.
Not working for me.
No, it's not working for me either.
Did they fucking caps lock that shit? Hang on. Let me recreate it.
Buonasera.
Let me reset it.
Buonasera.
Is it Ego Nico?
Yeah, it's
Ego Nico.
and
Good
only.
info.
Ego Nico, that's unbelievable. But who is the owner of the lobby?
Adala.
I don't see
Yeah,
it.
I'm remaking it right now because for some
Ah, okay,
reason the
okay, fine.
password didn't work.
Okay.
All right. Okay, it's up. You can try it now, Twigs and Jush. There you go. Jish is in.
Is there a private lobby?
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll have just me, Jish, and Twigs in this, and then we'll stream it. I will stream um, whoever is at the time showing something. And the other thing we could do is we can also have them stream here in the Discord. What do you guys think? I can either switch between, like I can spectate. Um,
Whatever is easier, honestly.
okay. Let's start. Okay, Jish, there you go. He's streaming. Let's do this first. Okay, I'll go ahead and show a couple things, and then I will back out and come back as a spectator, and then I'll spectate Twigs and Jish, and then they can go ahead and show what they're talking about. Can you switch to spectator like when I'm in while we're in this lobby, or is that too late?
I mean, you could leave and then come back in as spectator
Okay.
right now.
Okay. So Jish, do you want to start off by talking about loadouts? And maybe what do you think? What do you guys want to do? How do you want to do this?
What are you trying to show? Because,
Uh,
I mean, there's a
basic.
ton of different things.
Well, basics.
Hi guys.
Hello. Just the basics. So things like jet engine, slam engine, where to use those. Um, just basic concepts of burst versus not using burst and things of that nature.
For dogfight, fleet battle,
Well,
because, I mean,
yeah, you can.
that varies.
Yeah, you can specify. Yeah. And yeah, you can specify for which you're talking about.
Not sure how best to explain that, since certain things are better unless you've spent a lot of time using one loadout, so you just use it for both, which is what I do.
Okay.
But
Up to you. If you want, I can start. And show what I mean.
did you explain the loadouts? I mean, they're the same loadouts anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I entered as a player, not as a spectator.
No, it's okay. No worries. All right. Here, let me start. I guess with New Republic. Jish, maybe I'll put you on Empire. Twigs, do you have a preference?
No, not really.
Okay. All right. Let's get this started then.
Dala, you want to stream in Discord while
Yeah.
talking?
Yeah, I can do that. I'm already streaming in Twitch, but yeah, I guess I could do it.
Alright, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. It's in the briefing.
Yeah, look in briefing room. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Okay. So for loadouts, I guess as I guess we have a minute here, so maybe that wasn't the best of ideas. Because we won't have much time. So how about we touch on loadouts here as a second, when we can go back to the main screen where we don't have a timer there, right? So I'm just gonna select the next wing and I'll just start talking about basics of power management, and then we can switch to Jish and Twigs if they have anything to add, and we can kind of go from there. I'll start with an X-wing, and then I'll move on to maybe. Actually, let me try with like Y-wing. So the main thing with the Y-wing is the jet engine. This is something that basically gives you a lot extra boost. It's the standard engine that is used. For the other components, it's not as important to talk about for as far as movement is concerned.
I've washed my hands back, my hands are all dry now, and they're all red and sugar.
So I'll get the ball rolling here with just basics of movement and power management. Jish and Twigs, if you want to add anything as I'm explaining, you can go ahead as well. And then what I'll do is I'll switch over as a spectator. I'll come back as a spectator so that the stream can see it as well.
Vanguard 1 standing by.
So I'll start off,
Trying not to die.
and then maybe we can show what it looks like on the opposite team side as well. What's going on here?
Fly smart. Don't die. Okay,
What is going
let's do this.
on? Sorry, 1 second.
Is the stream lagging or is it your game?
It's I had an issue with my controller. Give me a second.
Oh, okay.
Is the stream lagging?
Which device do you use?
It's an Extreme 3D Pro.
It's a standard controller, let's say. It's not a cloche.
Yeah, it's just a standard, like a $40 stick. And on my
Right.
left hand, I use the keyboard. Is the stream lagging or is it good?
No, it's good for me.
Good, it's good.
You can see it? Is it? Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess it's lagging just for me. Okay.
Okay. So Y-Wing. This is how I do it, and then maybe you know, Twigs and Jish can chime in as well.
By the way, I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me? Hello?
No one of you.
Oh no, I think it's just missed because I can hear very clearly.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I do have problems with the mic sometimes, but anyways. So here we are with the Y-Wing. It's a jet engine. So what the jet engine allows you to do is when you boost, do short boost, it has 100% regeneration. So you can, so like if you keep it, like it will regenerate very quickly. And what you want to do is basically do a lot of short boosts, what is referred to as boost skipping. When you do that, so the basic thing is, for example, let's say you want to, let's say this rock right here is a capital ship or a frigate, and you want to orbit it. So the basic thing is, most new players, what they will do is, when they're shooting at it, they will put like the energy to weapons, like you're shooting at something, and then they have no energy, right? So and then they have to like escape, but I have no energy right now, right? So I escape, and I'm dead, right? Because I can't escape. So instead, what you want to do is, this is the basics for fleet battle, like on frigates, right? So if I find this rock again, let's say this is a frigate, what you want to do is, as you're moving towards it, you want to do short boost, and you want to have your energy in weapons or shields. The reason for that is because you have basically you dead drift. Like when you have power in you don't have power in engines, your drift will be longer, right? So a drift with boost is this much, right? But a drift with power in other system is longer, right? So you want to dead drift on your way to a target, and you want to do short boosts, and then when you're at the target, you want to put energy back to your weapons as you're firing at the target. So let's say you fire at the target, and you have energy back, and then you can go back to dead drifting, and you're very hard to hit when you're doing this. And then you're low in energy, and you can shoot back again. And then you go back and you redo it. And you see my energy is charging, like if you look at my laser energy, right? You see how it's charging? So now I have energy again, and I can shoot. When I'm done, I have again boost energy, so I can repeat that and recharge my systems. So that's the basic, if you watch any of the high competitive players, this is the basic attack pattern for capital ships, like frigates. You do this, and then, well, I screwed it up there because I was talking. But you want to basically...
You did?
And
Sorry.
then, yeah, so no, it's fine. So this is your basic pattern. You attack, and then you want to charge whatever you're not whatever system
Using.
like you're not using, exactly. Okay, so that's the basics of movement, and when it comes to moving in the battlefield, you can do that. You can use that too. So let's say nobody's attacking right now. Like let's say you're going towards the enemy team. When you move, you can do this, and then recharge.
Wow.
You want to recharge when you are in a safe position. So let's say nobody's attacking you right now. There is no reason to boost. Nobody's attacking you. Nobody's attacking you. All of a sudden, somebody's attacking you. You put energy to the other systems, and you're in a new position, and they don't know where you are. So now you're in a safe place, and you're already charged back. And then now they're attacking you again, and now you can basically recharge real quick and keep doing that. So you want to get into a safe position and basically repeat this pattern. This is at least the pattern that I use. This is kind of basically what you're doing is you're boosting your engines when you're safe, and you're drifting when you're not safe. It's basically called boost gasping. Well, it's not actually boost gasping. It's just charging your energy at the appropriate times, like timing. The other thing though that is boost gasping, which basically means like if you're underwater and you're gasping for air, like you're about to drown, right? Like you take a breath of air. That's like when you have, say, like say I have no energy in my tank. Like I have like no boost, right? So what you do is you charge up your boost, and you charge up your boost, and then you basically switch to your other energy systems as you're boosting, and then you go back again. So let's say I boost and I use all my boost. So now so while you're drifting, you charge your energy. And when you have extra boost, you can boost skip, which means until you have run out of boost. So boost gasping is basically this pattern here. So you push the boost button at the same time as you're pushing your drift button. Sorry, you're moving energy to the other systems. This is the basics of boost gasping. So you can do this forever. So it makes you a hard target to hit, and you basically always have energy. And you try not to hit things. This is when you try to maintain a high speed. And you can do this, by the way, with basic power management. I'm using advanced, which is, as you can see, it removes completely the energy from one system, but you can do it with basic as well. There's no difference. You just go from one system to the other. So that's the basics of boost gasping. And the other thing is, I guess, zero throttle I could show. There is some people call it an exploit, but you can see on the left here my throttle, right? I have, this is full throttle, 75, 50, 25, 0. So there is a mechanic in the game. If your throttle is below your current speed, you will accelerate to boost quicker. So let's say I have full throttle and I accelerate to boost. Okay, like let's start from 0. I'm at 0 and my throttle is forward. You see how long it took to go to that speed? It takes some time, like if you look at my speed, right? But if your throttle is below your speed, you will have basically instant acceleration. It's kind of like a bug. So like right now my throttle is at 0, and you will see, like, look how quickly. It's just much quicker to get to fast speed.
It's like Fast and Furious NOS.
It's just a kind of a, I guess, a bug in the game, but it allows you to basically, you see, like, if you look at my boost, like these the lines on my screen, you see how much quicker they are. So this is, you see my throttle is at 0. You can see on the left side, right? I have no throttle.
Only with boost.
Only boost. Like right now, you see, I have no throttle,
Yeah.
but boost.
Immediately.
Yeah, I'm not using throttle at all. And then if you can combine that with the
Yeah.
The dead
with the dead drift, like I always have no throttle right now.
I guess they're impossible to hit.
So I mean, I'm not the best at this. Obviously, there's a lot of like better people who can do it.
Yeah, sure, obviously.
And it's hard to keep track of this, like. But you see how much movement I get for like almost. And I keep running into things. But that's the basics of it. Like if you have 0 throttle, it gives you this instant boost, and that's what makes you hard to hit. Like as you come to a stop, this is the parts that are really hard to hit when somebody's about to shoot you. Boom, you're out. They're about to shoot you, and you boost. So you wait for them to shoot you, and then you can chain them.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead.
I try this technique,
But
but I always, almost always run out of boost. I don't know if it's the timing or wrong engine. I don't know what I do wrong. I always run out of boost. Slowly, but
you mean when you
goes to 0.
when you do the 0 throttle?
Yeah.
Are you using? Is this on Rebel ships? On Rebel ships?
Yeah, mostly with Rebel ships, yes. I play
Okay.
support.
Oh, you play support.
Yeah.
Don't have the jet engine.
Yeah, the support is it's a different animal
Harder.
because it doesn't have jet engine,
Oh.
and so it has a bit less boost. But you can do the same thing.
It's
I
much
think you have
slower
to
in
wait
support.
a little. Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
have
okay.
to do them slow drifts back and forth.
Yeah, I'll get into support real quick just to show you. But yeah, you have the slam engine in support with reinforced oil. Is that what you run?
No, I use the micro impulse.
Oh,
I don't know what's
micro
called.
thrust. Micro thrust.
Engine. Micro
Yeah.
something.
Okay.
Well, I'm here. I guess.
I've seen, like, for
And
example.
the reinforced shield, the reinforced hull.
Yeah, so Isoda is our support. He uses slam, and Nop, who's a top splinter, he actually uses standard engine.
Yeah, I know them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
The standard.
yeah, standard. Nop uses standard. Isoda uses slam. So here I have a full boost bar, but so same thing. I have no throttle, right? 0 throttle. The 0 throttle is it's actually. Let me go. It's harder with support because you have less boost.
Yeah, you see.
I'm losing boost right now, right? So
Yeah. That's what I try to say.
you have to with the support you have to drift longer, I think.
Okay.
It is micro drifted.
You have to be more patient with your boost.
much longer deadlift. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is if I stay on shields or on what's it called, the central line,
Weapons.
too long, it goes to 0 faster.
Yeah. So you see the supports are really good. Oh my god. With they have more drift. So I imagine this is decently hard to hit. I don't know. I guess Jish, you can try hitting me, but
Where are you?
Alright.
I mean, I'm not a support player, but oh, you locking a missile on me?
Got a missile on me.
Not fair. Lasers only, buddy. Lasers only.
Locked onto me.
You'll never kill anyone with lasers only. That's why interceptors aren't usable.
You can kill me. I'm not a great support player.
It doesn't matter. You have 3,000 health.
Literally.
So
Yeah, I'm always so close to 0.
is this hard to hit?
When I lose concentration, I die. I just stop moving.
Enemies locked onto me.
You have not to lose concentration.
Exactly.
It's simple.
I'm losing boost. No.
See?
No, I need boost. No.
Why did my eye on this?
No. Come on, Jish, hit me.
They got a lock.
Oh, there it goes.
Needed that.
I mean, this is not like you will lose concentration in the game, but that's. Anyways, I guess it's decently hard to hit. I don't know, just trying to get a log. Yeah, if I run out of.
Once you get it, once you get it to muscle memory, it's
Boom!
a lot easier to keep doing it.
But yeah, so I was able to keep booster,
Yeah,
but
that's where I end up, usually.
but you could see it was working until
yeah.
you get iron.
If people are on you for long enough, they'll eventually
Coming at you,
make you run out of power.
But was that decent?
Support can't do. Yeah.
Was that okay, Josh? As far as
Yeah. I mean, one-on-one, you're not gonna die generally. At least not without them spending 30 seconds to a minute chasing you like that.
okay.
Yeah, I guess I want them to chase me, so everyone else can do it.
Yeah,
Create
like
set.
once I'm out of like, you know, shit like countermeasures, then it's you're gonna get iron bound eventually. Okay, but you get the point there, right? About like I'm able to maintain constant like infinite boost here. But if I try to like shoot at something, for example, it's gonna be harder. Like I'm gonna start losing. But you see the 0 boost is pretty powerful. Oh, I waited too long there.
They got a lock on me.
A jet engine Y-wing is a good thing to practice boost casting in because that thing generates so much boost.
Yeah, for sure. Anyways, you guys get the idea, right? So, and what I'm doing here is you can see it's boost gasping as well. Like when I'm hitting, when I'm drifting, I try to do a little dead drift too. And it's 0. It's all.
Enemy on my tail.
Oh shit! No!
I got like this is a good practice for dogfights too.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. Anyways, this is. I think you guys get the point. I think we can probably move to another ship or something. Jish or Twigs, is there something you guys want to show? I could show TIE Bomber. They're just killing each other.
I'm just showing Twigs why the A-Wing is never usable.
A-Wing's amazing.
It's awful. I can kill you in 2 bursts and you can't do anything about it.
Come on.
Are you guys okay with bombers, or do you want me to show?
I can show bomber.
Okay. Is there any questions on rebel ships before we go on about the boost gasping or these techniques?
But I have a question. This technique is valid for all ship for Republic?
Yes. The support that I'm flying right now is the most difficult ship because it has the least regeneration,
maybe. Yep.
but it has the most drift. Like,
A-Wing is very similar to support, but you can
Like,
fly
look-
it with thrust engine. Not deal with a lot of those issues.
like it has the longest, yeah. Like if you see Nop, for example, I've watched some of his games. The way that they the way they fly is like he will literally they will do something crazy dead drifts. Like this is how they move across the battlefield. They'll just keep moving. Like when they're trying to cover a long distance, this is what they do.
Why not using Slam engine on support?
On which one?
On support.
Yeah, this is Slam engine right now. I have Slam engine.
Okay, I think it's best.
Yeah. This is.
With the long drifts, you want to keep power out of engines longer. That keeps the drift going longer. But if you don't have slam, then you start to lose power in engines. With slam, you don't lose any power when you have your power in either weapons or shields.
Yeah, and that's what Nop does. Like they do this long dead drift, right? Like right now, this is how you move across the. You see how much? That is crazy amount of drifting, and my engine is just. I'm not losing any drift, right? So you want to maximize your dread drift, and you want to minimize the amount of times you use boost because you see the boost activation cost is very high. Like you see, if I do these short boosts, look at my boost bar. I'm like, this is you don't want to fly like this. What you want to do? It's really hard to get the boost, and you want to like pre-charge your boost as much as possible. And when you're not in trouble or you want to slow down a boost, always charge engine. So like, but when you want to move across the battlefield, actually I'm doing it wrong here. But you want to move like this to cover long distance. And when you're done at the end of the, like always try to go back to engines. So that's kind of the idea. But okay.
Yeah, I guess I'm using the wrong type of engine.
Yeah, you want slam because I mean look at this. Like you will.
Yeah, that's.
Like I'm still moving. Like I can, and I have like almost.
That's so much faster. That's so much easier to recharge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is jet engines good on the X-Wing?
Jet engine is the best engine because it has the most boost regeneration.
Even on the X-Wing, since there is a higher cost.
Yes, even on the X-Wing. The X-Wing is actually easier. It's actually easier to because. Actually, Jish, which would you say? Which is the easiest Y-Wing these days?
Y-Wing has much more energy than the X-Wing with jet engine. It's the easiest to boost gas out of every ship in the game.
Oh, and of course I didn't change my ship. Oh, that's because they what do you call it?
Yeah. So the last couple patches, they initially nerfed or added boost activation costs, so it used up more energy when you started your boost. And on the Y-Wing, that made it where you ran out of boost almost instantly. So once you ran out, you were sitting duck for everyone to shoot you.
Hmm.
But then in the last 2 or 3 patches, they brought the Y-Wing back to where it was before and then made it better. So it recharges energy faster, just in general, which coupled with
Flying a
jet
battle.
engine makes it the
That's
fastest
very
recharge out of every
dangerous
ship.
battle.
Is it
And
also
then it
lower?
has less activation costs.
Oh, okay, that was gonna be my next question. That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to really mess up in the Y-Wing to mess up boost gasping.
Yeah.
With the X-Wing, you have to baby it a little more, but the Y-Wing is just trivial to boost gasp in.
Yeah, it seems. Yeah, like that boost is pretty slow compared to the Y-Wing, but recharge, let's say. But it's the same idea. So, this is.
Yeah, I think the best way to practice boost gasping is just to get in a jet engine Y-Wing and then try to move to something else and just kind of dial it back a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd say the opposite. Learn it in the hardest thing so that it's easier in everything else.
Yeah.
If you can do it in an A-Wing, then you can do it in any ship. Or like an X-Wing.
Yeah, like this right now is harder than a Y-Wing.
I think it hammer down first and then you can kind of change it a little bit as needed.
Yeah. Both methods definitely work.
Just depends on what works best for you, I suppose.
Yeah, like right now I'm struggling. Like it's not as mobile. So by the way, this is the boost gasping. So if you depending on how long you keep it in engines, you can see it charges more. Like that extra second. I'm actually charging my boost. I'm doing this wrong. Now I'm gonna try to charge my weapons. I'm doing it wrong again. Yeah, I can't seem to. That's why, like, yeah, you can tell like it's harder to boost gasp in the X-Wing. It's so what I like to do instead of boost gasping like continuously in the X-Wing, I just like to charge, and then do what I told you guys before, like just boost skip until you're in a safe spot, and then charge. Charge, and do it again. When you're in a safe spot, charge, and then you can go. Get to where you need to get. Wait a few seconds, and then do it again. And then, in a safe spot, charge. I like to run my X-Wing like this, so. And when you need to, like, it's all about timing when you need to charge your engine. It's just a trade-off. So.
G ship. What's the best primary weapon to use to do this thing with the TIE bomber?
TIE bomber or TIE fighter? Because I'm in a TIE fighter right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Actually, or do this with the TIE bomber.
Yeah.
Hang on. So TIE bomber is a bit different from. Hang on, let me kill myself.
To do this, you can't use the rotary because it's too slow to recharge.
Yeah. So TIE bomber is a mix kind of between how Empire and Rebels work with how you switch power. So Rebels, when you want to charge either engines, weapons, or shields, you have to switch your power to them. Empire, because it has shunting, you can keep your power in one system and then just shunt to engines when you want to drift, and then back to lasers to recharge energy, which in the Interceptor, TIE Fighter, it works perfectly for. So you have infinite energy doing that. But the TIE Bomber, because it doesn't have a weapon that recharges as fast, it's not able to do that. So you do a mix, which is called shunt charging. So you'd put your power to engines and shunt to engines when you're going back and forth. So when you want to first start boosting, you would move your power and shunt to it, so that you're still regenerating power in through your engines. And then when you want to dead drift, you would then put your power back to lasers and then shunt to lasers. So it's the hardest to do because you're having to move power and shunt at the same time while doing all your movement. But that's how, like, Finkar in a TIE Bomber manages his power the most.
Okay.
I fly TIE Bomber like a TIE Fighter, but you have to do it slower, like how the support you have to do longer drifts. So for me, I use Slam Engine, so I'm not losing any energy keeping my power in lasers. Like my engine power won't decay at all doing this. But so I'd move around if this rocks a frigate and shoot it once my drift runs out, and then move again and do longer drifts.
Okay.
Do you always keep it in weapons, Jish?
Yeah, I've tried doing it with jet engine, but I'm worse with power and jet engine. So Finkar and other bombers would use jet engine, and while they're moving like this, they'd put their power over so that they recharge energy that way, and then move power and shunt.
Yeah, that's usually how I do it, but it's tougher.
On controller, I find it harder, because stunting is pressing it once for engines or pressing it twice for lasers. So if I have any lag at all, it can throw it off. So you can do it with rotary, it's just longer.
Okay.
And the way that shunting works, it's percent-wise. So 10% is 10% when you shunt over, but like burst lasers on a TIE Fighter overcharge in like 2 or 3 seconds to full overcharge. So that 100% in 3 seconds can equal Slam Engine 100%, which could take 15 seconds to do. So you fill a bigger tank with a small tank, essentially, because it's based on the percent, not the amount of charge.
Does it actually charge when you have your shunt all the way full, like to weapons? Well, in this case it is. In this case it is.
Yeah. Well, no, it does after, because see how I still have lasers left now?
Mm-hmm.
If you're going back and forth more after using it, then hang on, I'm trying to get like you run out of energy. It charges up your lasers underneath the overcharge to an extent. It's strange how it does.
It does. That's the thing I always wondered, if it does that.
Like now I'm at full lasers. The other thing with Slam Engine is it's still recharging slowly. So even when you have power out of Slam, it still recharges. So I can shunt to lasers from my Slam Engine and keep the overcharge going, even though I never switched power.
Wow.
So I can just do it infinitely without ever doing anything.
This actually seems better than what I do.
If you're having to run, or you run out of energy, that's where it's worse. So if you run out of energy completely, then you have nothing that recharges quickly. Unlike if you have jet engine, you only need a few seconds to recharge some energy.
Well,
but if you run out, then you're out for a while.
Yeah, I don't know if jet engine charges when you have like power to weapons as effectively.
No, it doesn't.
That's the problem, yeah, because you want
Slam engine passively recharges. That's why it doesn't lose any energy, because it's technically recharging at like 10% what it would charge if you had power to it.
Yeah, as long as you've got one pip in slam, you'll get recharged very, very slowly.
Yeah, well, advanced power doesn't matter. I'm on advanced power. You can't have energy not in slam. You'll always have two. But yeah.
Okay.
TIE Fighter. Hang on. That may crash. Well. There we go. I'll show why the. So for TIE Fighter, you can use jet or slam because your lasers are what's recharging, but I like to use slam so I don't have to move my power over as often. But the main thing is burst engine or burst lasers. So it overcharges incredibly quickly. Yeah.
It also discharges incredibly quickly. Have you noticed that? You have to be very careful.
Yeah, you got to watch how quickly you fire it, but it's higher DPS as well, and there's no or very little drop-off rate over distance.
But, yeah, let me run out of energy.
It's almost impossible, right?
Yeah. So if you have very low energy, so I have one boost bar left, I can still have infinite energy. It takes at most 2 seconds, but really only like 1 second to get enough energy to at least do drift, and then you can recharge your entire store of energy in that time. So you won't ever run out.
When you fire, it does get a little bit more tricky, but yeah, it's...
Well, even if you're firing like this, while I run out of some energy, you just pause for a second or two and don't fire, and you get all that energy back.
Right.
So you can't fire endlessly like rotary to an extent, but even if you run out of energy like that, you only need a second to recharge it with a TIE Fighter.
Yeah, what I found is you don't want it to go below overcharge, right?
Yeah.
If you go below overcharge, that's when you can't shunt back. That's what I found.
Yeah. Another way of just practicing shunt charging is like just going around something, just switching your power or shunting back and forth.
Is there any questions from the Discord?
What about the interceptor? Can you use also TIE?
Say again?
Yeah, can you shunt with the TIE interceptor? I mean,
yeah.
Does not have the same laser.
Interceptors, standard lasers don't charge as fast, but they still charge quickly.
Does
so
it?
I just use...
I've been using a bit and it's really slow to me. I mean, if I run out of lasers, it takes like years to be able to shoot
so
again.
if you run out of energy completely, like no laser, no engine, it's faster to put your power to engines to recharge a little bit. So I got 1 bar here too. It's faster to do that, and then you start over the laser charging. Because, hang on, let me use it up.
Do you have rapids right now?
No. But even if you're using up all your energy, so it doesn't charge as fast, but you can do long drifts in it. so you recharge during that. So you always want to, when you're drifting, you always want to shunt back. And then you just have to have periods. You have periods where you can't shoot because you do need to recharge energy. So it can't do it as endlessly as the other ships, but you can still keep infinite energy to an extent.
Yeah, you don't need rapid fire or blast burst. That's the standard laser.
Yeah, I just use standard because plasmas, you take more damage when you're charging, and you have to be close, which the interceptor dies instantly if people shoot it. So, long drifts, shooting at a target.
When I was watching Jester fly, he does switch back to engines a lot.
Yeah, Jester charges more with his engines than lasers, it seems. Which
he goes
definitely
back and
can
forth.
work.
He goes back and forth, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So
how do you maneuver? Like,
he uses it up.
How would you maneuver, like, when you're drifting like this? Like in a tight space,
you
like
just
Gallatin or something?
Very carefully.
Yeah, carefully, but you just... you have to know the ship and know how it will turn. So, I mean, like with your car, you know, if it's a new car, then you don't know how tight it can turn. But if you've driven the car for a while, you know that you can take that turn at this speed, kind of thing. It's the same thing with ships.
It's a matter of being, you know, comfortable with the ship you're flying.
Yeah.
Practice that that goes into, you know, flying each ship for an extended amount of time to get comfortable with how it flies.
Mr. Twigs, any thoughts? I know you've been enjoying getting all those resupplies on the map. Oh, the drift move. Yeah, the A-wing is extremely hard too. Like, I don't even know. Is there anything we can say about the A-wing? I mean, it's just a
sucks. Right now,
A-wing is bad.
What's that?
Yeah.
Right now, the A-wing is a death ship. It's one way to guarantee your death.
Yeah.
Its recharge is slow. The only thing that charges quickly on it is the rapid fire lasers, but you've got to get in close.
It discharges them crazy quick too, though.
It discharges them crazy quick as well. Yeah, there's you want to love the A-wing because it is a nice ship to fly. Doesn't drift as well as a TIE Interceptor. You can't shunt like you can with the Imperial ship, so if you run out of energy, and you will quickly in an A-wing, unless you watch yourself properly, you will die.
So you want to basically pre-charge your boost as much as possible, right?
You need to pre-charge, yeah. A lot of people tend to run Fortified Shield because it comes in pre-charged, but you've got a recharge penalty on that as well.
Do you run standard shield?
I run the Fortified just because you're going to take hits and you're going to die in an A-wing anyway at some point.
You mean the overloaded?
Yeah, overloaded.
Yeah, but I used that a few times and you get ions, and then all of a sudden you have no more shield. You're like an interceptor.
Yeah, but that's the same for any shields on the A-wing.
But
if you take the fast charging shields, you've got a lower hit points on it. If you take the standards, you've got lower hit points, but you don't have the regeneration penalty.
Yeah, I see you don't believe in boost gasping, Twigs.
Why? On the A-wing?
Yeah. Are you just
Standard speed on the A-wing is what, 150? How many times have I drifted so far?
Yeah.
And I've not dropped below 150. My throttle's at 0. You can boost gas. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with boost gasping, but sometimes if you're going to do this micro drift thing, the pause between drifts is long enough where you keep that small bar in the boost anyway. And I've not barely dropped below my minimum speed.
Right.
And I've got almost infinite drifts out of this so far.
Yeah. So, if you're using lasers a lot, it seems like the thrust engine A-wing is best because you're at over 200 constantly. It's harder to move or change direction, but you can do that with drifting. But it gives you time to recharge lasers since you're not needing to have power in engines as long.
The whole reason for boost gasping is that you can charge another system while you're drifting. If you're just looking to get out of something, if you can keep that small bar in,
Yeah, it's just so much less boost than all the other ships, right?
Yep. That's why it was nerfed, just because it's so hard to hit. If it was twice the size it is, it never would have been nerfed, but it would also die instantly.
It also runs
if it
out
was
of
the same size as the Interceptor.
It also runs out of ammunition so quickly, right? Like, especially against TIE bombers.
Well, yeah, it can't overcharge your standard laser. I think the standard laser on it has the same amount of energy, but you can't shunt to have overcharge with it.
It would have been a good candidate for resonance shield, but it doesn't have it, right? I don't think it can have resonance on it. That would have been good for the A-wing. But the one thing I wanted to show is just the other way of power management for the TIE bomber. So let's. I'm just gonna get back in.
The defender
I don't have any jet
kind of
ones
works
left.
like the defender kind of works like an X-wing, or
Yes.
Defender
The
works like
Defenders-
supercharged X-wing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, I'll switch to a Defender.
With the fragility of the A-wing.
yeah, and not that much.
All right, let's check.
Well, I
the
mean, if
defender
you
first.
get the shields down, if you can get the shields down on the defender, it's very squishy.
It is, but it can move better than an A-wing.
Yeah.
So you don't get hit as much, but yeah.
Yeah, the way Knight flies the defender, he makes it seem still the most crazy OP ship in the game.
I mean, ICT still counters very well, so it's not. But
Yeah, what I noticed I do on the defender is a lot of people boost a lot less. You seem to be boosting quite a bit, actually.
you can time it. So it runs out of energy very quickly with this tank. So straight line is awful on it. But also, if you're just boosting and drifting constantly, you don't have near as much energy. So it's finding a balance between the two.
Yeah. It's much easier to charge and to just lose that. It's if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, you have to power manage as much, if not a bit more even, than the A-Wing. If you're wanting to keep things charged up. Generally, it's just between lasers and engines. Don't worry about shields, even if I'm not using APS as much. Because, like, I don't know, I don't get hit enough for it to matter.
Yeah, that constant. Yeah, boost skipping is really what you're doing right now.
Yeah. Do you do that with the defender till you get to 1 bar or so? Then I switch back to engines during a drift. And
right now, yeah.
If you pause for a second and you regen 2 or 3 bars and you just repeat it.
So you just slow the. Okay.
Yeah, I have 1 longer drift.
How do you? You're not charging your shields though, then. Well, I guess you don't have one.
No, but I.
Okay, try.
That's where.
Try charging your shield.
I charge shield. Yeah, like this. Then I switch back to engines.
Oh, you don't do a complete dead drift in shields?
No, when I'm attacking something, I don't actually dead drift. So when I'm being evasive and recharging shields or something, I'm dead drifting. But then when I want to attack something, I have my power and engines. So that I'm regenerating engine power. Because it's... The defender drifts the farthest without a dead drift of any ship. So even though it's not as long, I'm still able to hit it a lot. And if you're farther away from something. Or I'll do a mix of it. Yeah, that was a dead drift, but I recharge lasers, then I switch during it.
Twigs, is he driving you crazy yet?
Yeah, kind of. Can I ask something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Since we are on the defender, how do you stop them?
ICT. So the ion cannon on a Y-wing is the best way to stop the defender.
Not according to Knight.
No matter.
Not according to Knight recently, he said. But yeah, it's
solo. It's the best way to stop a defender, and it makes their job harder. Even if you don't necessarily stop them, you make them do less damage because they're having to spend more time worrying about living. Yeah. Like Twigs and A-Wing, I just ignore him because he can't do anything to me.
So, for example, in flip battles, you either have to farm like crazy, or use the 5 Y-wings with the.
I think it
ion cannon.
depends on how many defenders.
It depends on how many defenders and what.
I think that
you're
with,
trying to
with 2 defenders, you need 2 bombers with the ion turret.
Here, I'll bring an ICT Y-wing to demonstrate, I guess.
Yeah. So ICT isn't as useful if you use it defensively. Like if you just activate it while you're in a Y-wing trying to farm AI, it's not that effective because I can run away fairly quickly and recharge my shields in the defender, however much he took away from me. So if you chase me down in a Y-wing though, especially if I'm on like your cruiser, because I'm not going anywhere, I'm just staying around something, then you keep the pressure on me to get my shields down. And without shields it is the same health as an A-wing, and while players don't hit you as much, even then, if an AI hits you or the Nebions, then you lose all your health. Yeah.
Is there a way to know where the cannon will shoot? The ion cannon.
Targets the closest target, so that's where chasing a defender. Because if there's a bomber closer to you, the ICT will hit the bomber instead of the defender. So if you're close to a defender and you're staying on them, which the Y-wing with jet engine has enough energy to do that, especially if they're not using their speed to get away, then you're going to hit them almost every time. And it does 500, I think, ion damage.
I saw a Knight like he said he's able to get away and come back, like basically, and he uses APS.
Yeah, APS helps with being able to stay alive, like, and ignore the ICT to an extent. Oh, that's a rock.
Marking targets. Flash them.
Well, when you don't hit a rock and get ioned. But yeah, APS can give you back shield, but the main use of APS that, or the main benefit to taking APS over like cluster or concussion is so that you can overcharge your lasers whenever you want. So if you do that, then it ends up being more potential damage than 4 concussions. Because 4 concussions will be 4,000 damage, but if you overcharge your burst lasers once with APS, then it's about the same damage. But yeah, it's even with the ICT, you won't always kill them, but you at least make them be more evasive, and they'll have to go out at least for a time. But the bombers are the main source of damage for a lot of teams. You don't have the defender as prevalent as the main damage dealer. So while they can do a lot of damage, it's often the bomber that's the main person doing a lot of damage.
Okay, so you basically leave them be.
Yeah.
Focus on the bombers.
Yeah. So even though I'm staying alive here, it's much harder with the Y-Wing chasing me. So I wouldn't fly a defender, I'd fly a TIE fighter, and then I'm just as hard to kill, but I don't have to deal with ions. TIE fighters are actually worse than defenders, because they have infinite energy, so they're always flying around at over 200 speed, and if they carry a repair kit, then they can just heal themselves like if they had a shield.
Solid, Jish, do you guys want me to balance the teams as well?
Yeah, go on. Yeah, go ahead, man. We're just demonstrating just concepts, really, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the password?
But
SWS.
SWS. Yeah, so defender, they're very strong versus anything but ions. So like if you're just chasing an A-wing or an X-wing, it's much harder, especially if they have dampener hull and scrambler shield, or at least one of the two. It's harder to get the ion missile lock on, which is the only other real way to counter them. But ICT on a Y-wing, even just 1-for-1, is very strong at stopping them.
Can you try to chase it with the B-wing? Only in the standard laser, which has both damage. Yeah, ion and.
They are very strong against the defender, especially if you overcharge them, which you can overcharge the standard lasers pretty quickly on the B-wing. So it does a lot of damage, but it's just consistently hitting me. The ion turret is almost impossible to dodge because it will just almost always hit you. So it always does 500 ion to you for 20 seconds, and it has range of 1200 meters. So it's the most reliable source of ion damage, but if you can hit with the B-wing, its standard lasers overcharged are the fastest laser to kill. But like with how I'm moving, Twigs isn't hitting me much. So even though it does a lot of damage, if you aren't hitting me enough to kill me, I can still be hurting your thing. But it's definitely usable. And because the B-wing can spin so quickly, not the gyro, but like you can, when you're drifting, you can do like a full 360 very quickly. You can track a defender fairly easily with it. So if they're going around your cruiser, you can, don't stay stationary, but you can stay in the same general spot and track them fairly well with it. especially if you know the pattern of their movement, because often defenders will have a pattern they do while they're looping around and shooting.
Are you guys familiar with ion dunking or ion missile dunking?
Oh, that would be interesting.
It's one of the counters, right, to defenders and to ICT Y-wings. Would you say, Josh?
If you can get a lock onto a defender
It's
that's
the main,
not drifting.
yeah. It's the main way to kill every person in this game. Like at high level, probably 80 to 90% of the kills are from an ion dunk, with the exception of maybe Imperial Guard, who uses tractor beam for a similar effect.
So, how do we demonstrate that? Do we want to...
We can have 2 people chasing, 1 person ion dunks, the other person kills. Just simulation.
Okay. All right, Twigs, you're the administrator. You want to just put 2 of us?
I mean, as you can explain why it works as well. So the way, like when a missile's locked onto you, you obviously get the notification. It tells you incoming, so that you have time to use your countermeasures. Ion missile and anti-starfighter missile both have very strong homing, and are the 2 quickest missiles. So you have the shortest amount of time to counter them. And if you're within 300, preferably 200 meters of a player, and especially if you're going, like if you're boosting and drifting, so you're at a high speed, and you fire an ion missile or an anti-starfighter missile, there's like less than half a second that they have to use their countermeasures before it will hit you. So the way the ion dunking generally is done is being close enough that they have no time to counter it, unless they use their countermeasure before you even fire. So that's why it works, is it's almost instant.
Yeah, and if you can see here, I have on my X-Wing a dampener hull and scrambler shield. So scrambler shield gives you shield regeneration. You delay your shield regeneration, but your hostile lock time is 200% if you have 100% shields or higher. So this, and then your dampener hull gives you plus 100%. So you have plus 300% when you have these 2.
Yeah, so 3 times the lock-on.
Yeah.
So it makes getting ion missiles, which are one of the fastest lock-ons, or anything else, incredibly hard. That's the other thing with ion missiles. It only has a 1-second lock-on time if they don't have anything to make that longer. So you only have to be looking at them for literally a second to be able to fire it. Unlike with like concussion, it's 2.5 or so.
So, I mean, there's a lot of players that like are really hard to lock onto, right? Even
Vanguard 1
yeah.
standing by. Vanguard 2 standing by. Let's get to work, Vanguard Squadron. Eliminate all enemy starfighters.
So you bring in defenders?
Yeah, if you're in a Y-wing and you're playing really good teams, you have
I'm
to
in a TIE
constantly
fighter.
be on guard for ion dunks.
Let's do this.
Be right back, guys.
Vanguard behind you, Vanguard 1. Oh, blasted.
Yeah. I think it's, you have to basically catch them off guard, right? Oh my god, that's wrong. Shit. You have to catch people off guard, right? Like if they're actually trying to evade.
Yeah. Also, what method of breaking out of ion do y'all use? So like when you get ionized, do you use the hold or spam a button?
I just spam shit.
Yeah, spamming, the fastest you can get out is 2 seconds if you're mashing a button, so pressing as fast as you can over and over. If you use the hold setting, it's a guaranteed 3 seconds, so you will always be slower using the hold, but it's always the same time. Unlike if you're pressing the button, if you have to mash the button, then it could be even longer if you're slow about mashing the button. So when you see people break out nearly instantly, they're breaking out instantly at 2 seconds.
They're on my tail.
So yeah, I got medic there, but it's not as useful against unshielded ships. And as I said, like a good TIE defender, like yeah, if this part, I don't know. How do you lock on to defenders?
Know their pattern, so you lead them with your lock on.
But
if you're always looking in front of them, it'll still be
frontal
locking
doesn't
on.
work, I don't think, right?
You not joust them, but like when you're tracking them, don't track the ship or right behind it. You want to be tracking ahead of it, so you have a bit more leeway. But yeah,
I feel like it's you gotta catch them off guard. Like I don't know.
Yeah, catch people off guard if they're trying to attack something. So like if I'm attacking this rock, then I'm not moving as much, or I'm in the same area. So you want to approach from, you want to approach from farther away to get ions. If you're within 500 of them, it's much harder to follow them because a little bit of movement there, it's really hard to track.
Are you trying to lock on people?
I was, but
ions?
you need distance to do it. Yeah. So with the Dala being this close, neither of us are going to lock onto each other.
Did I miss?
I chaffed it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm cheating right now. I have like double scrambler.
Well, yeah, no, you're possible to lock onto. It's 4 seconds.
Yeah.
But if you're watching mine, then you'll see there's barely any time between when it says incoming and I get out. If he fires it at the right range.
Marking targets.
So there I had a second, but even that was a bit longer. So like half that time, generally, is what you'll have if they fire it at the optimal range, which is about 200. So it's just the difference between your connection to the server and theirs when they fire it. It's basically happens at the same time. By the time you know what happened, you're ioned. So, yeah, there we go.
I mean, you were busy, right? Like,
well, no,
did you
I was
expect
sitting
that?
still to show the time. Yeah. Boost in and fire it at 200.
Fuck, I'm out of.
Okay, I'll do it to Twigs. If you fire it too close, then your missile will miss. But yeah, my medic hit him instantly there because they were both flying at each other.
What happened there? Did you not have chat?
No, I was just
I fired it at 400.
looping. Yeah, you.
400's too far out.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was.
Yeah, no,
surprised.
that gave me time to counter. I was showing the different times. So even at 400, I had 1 second, maybe slightly longer, to counter. So if you fire it at half that distance, half that time.
What about that technique that some people use of having like a conch or some or a multi-lock, and then you bait the
I
chaff?
mean, that. Yeah, chaff has. What's the cooldown on it? 9 seconds?
6
I
seconds?
think 12's warhead. I know it's shorter than that. Yeah, 9. Looked like. So, what Adal was saying is, if you have the concussion and the ion missile, you lock on and fire a concussion missile at them, and they would use their countermeasures. And then, while their countermeasures are on cooldown, you then fire the ion missile. And you don't have to be as close because they don't have any countermeasures up to counter.
How did that
Otherwise,
get you? That was
you
past
can
you.
use beacon.
It looped around. Yeah, ion missiles are weird.
Does the loop
Sometimes
around actually
they'll-
work? Because most of the time it doesn't work.
Yeah, most of the time it doesn't work, but then sometimes they'll hit you even when they're way behind you, or they'll do entire 360.
I think it's if it's within like 100 meters or 150 meters, then it will loop around. Oh shit.
Were you boosting when you shot it?
Yeah, every time. Yeah. You
Yeah.
always want
I think there's like some, I don't know if it's a bug, but that's what people use to get ion dunks, is if you boost within a certain range, it's almost guaranteed.
Transfers your
missile will hit.
speed to the missile. So if
Oh.
you're just flying at your standard speed, which for a defender is 129, it will be launching at 129 meters per second. But if I fire it while I'm boosting, that's 260. So it'll be flying at 260 meters per second. So it will take the speed that you shoot it at.
Yep, and it'll also do these insane moves to get back to aiming at you, which makes them so hard to
Yeah, that's
avoid.
part of the homing on it, is just kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
The other thing is ion missiles have a slight bit of splash damage. So even if you use your countermeasure right when it's on you, so like within 50 meters, you can still get ions just because it has splash to it.
Asteroids. Any questions?
I don't know if we've explained things at all decently.
I don't know. Yeah, that's why I'm asking. So the basic concept is you want to fire within, what, 300 meters?
Yeah. Within 300, 200's ideal.
So, and you want to lock on, like, starting from like 800, 900 meters, it's harder to lock on otherwise. Unless somebody's flying straight, then you can probably lock on sooner. And you want to boost because it increases the speed of your ion missile. Like if I try to, I'll try without boosting, which is like. Oh no, sorry, I boosted. It's like, well, first of all, it's impossible. Yeah, without boosting, like your missile is basically too slow. Even if you're close. And it's hard to... Yeah. The other thing that some people do is dumbfire it, but it's just not as...
That's really only to cruisers or corvettes though.
So I don't know if I even locked it.
You locked on, but I chaffed it. If they're coming at you in a joust, and
like
then they're gonna fire an ion missile. Yeah, so I used the countermeasure before he fired it, otherwise I would have been ion.
Enemies locked onto me.
So that's called pre-chaffing, basically.
The chaff particle cloud, it's different names for the same countermeasure, lasts for 2 seconds. It's a 200-meter cloud that will intercept any missile or rocket that flies into that range. So you can use it for like barrage rockets if they're being fired at you. You could use it and it will stop a good number of those, or you can use it and it will break lock-ons and
They locked onto me.
Why am I not charging?
You can then intercept things that were fired after you activated it, if it's within that 2-second period.
What about the sensor inverter? You can use to counter the ion missile.
It can be used, but it has such a long cooldown that, like, if you use it before I fire the missile, which then I have that whole time that it's on cooldown to then hit you with another ion missile, and you have no countermeasure then.
Okay.
So the other reason to use chaff generally over warhead is because it has the shorter cooldown. So you don't have as long that you're without countermeasures. But so yeah, sensor jammer can definitely help for one missile, but if they don't fire it, or if there's two people chasing you with ion missiles, then it's much harder.
I think he was asking about the sensor inverter countermeasure.
Oh, that
Yeah.
you can.
Yes.
And if that's the case, you only have one of them.
Yeah. So you use it once, and then someone else can hit you with a missile, or once they're off cooldown in 20 seconds, they can hit another. They all have the same kind of reason not to, which is just that you don't. It takes too long to get it back, or you only have one.
Nice.
Any other questions on ion dunking? Is it pretty clear to the group?
Yes, we have to train on this because it's not easy at all.
Yeah.
No, learning the timing, and then when
Yeah,
you
especially, I
do
guess-
it, you also kind of understand when people may do it. It's like if you're doing something, then you can recognize what other people are trying to do. So I know when Adal is trying to ion missile me, so I know to have my countermeasures ready and such.
Ah, made you chat!
This is,
Bitch!
this is a really good skill to have in a Y-wing, because that is the quickest and
He
easiest
didn't
way to
fire
kill a
off his
Y-wing.
missile, but I have my chaff back already. So even though he didn't fire it, I still have my chaff in case he does.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I don't know. And then, like like it's just so tough. I don't know. Maybe I should just dump fire. I don't know what the fuck happened there.
I ram killed her.
The problem is that you're playing against Jashikwa, who is really good. I think that's your problem.
Yeah, but
I
there's a
am
lot of
a
people
black
like that. Like
potato.
most of CTX, most of like randos, and a lot of people like, you know.
Well, don't play against good people.
Coming at you, Vanguard.
We are here for that.
All right. Do we want to talk just a couple? Unless there's more questions, I think that we covered all the basics of movement, power.
Yes,
and,
I think.
Maybe just a couple fleet battle tactic notes. And then we can,
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Do we want to load up a fleet battle here, or?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. I guess first, what are the main areas of fleet battle that you'd want to
I would
know?
say just the basic principles of what you're trying to
Well, I mean,
achieve and the basic roles and.
Yeah, that was mean like general. If they had any questions beforehand, so that we can know what to do.
Yeah,
Because with
yeah.
only 4 people, it's harder to highlight all the different aspects of it.
I'm gonna have to drop, guys. I've got work tomorrow.
All right.
All right, Twigs. Yeah, thanks for stopping by for sure.
Have fun, people.
Yeah, take care, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you.
Have a good one.
Yeah, we could see if there's any particular questions, or we can just give a quick overview of the most basic strategies or and roles.
Our big problem, I think, is frigate attack. When we attack frigates, we are slow to take down them. Too slow.
Okay.
I can show you how to do that.
Yeah. So is this when you're generally flying with a full team, so 5 people, or
Yeah,
just a couple of you playing together?
3 or 4.
Okay. What ships do you normally fly doing it? I think one of you said you were in a support, so
2 bombers, 2 fighters, but one of them has the ion torpedo that disables the shield and then runs away, and the support with the beacon.
In the support, do you use resupply with beacon or mask and beacon?
Supply and beacon.
Okay. So, on that fighter that fires off the torp and then runs away, are you carrying ion torp and ion missile, or like what with the ion torp generally?
We are playing the first runs with ion missiles and torpedo, and then as soon as the shields are down, I change the X-wing or TIE fighter with a bomber or a double torpedo.
Okay. So part of the damage, lasers for both X-wing and TIE fighter will, with the exception of double torp, will do more damage than your auxiliaries. It's like if you have even like concussion and piercing torpedo together, your lasers will do at least the same amount of damage as those during an attack generally. So it could be like 10,000 damage from your auxiliaries and 10,000 from your lasers. So taking the time to switch, you're losing that possible 10,000 damage from lasers, which could be part of why it's taking longer. So with like what we were just doing with ion missiles for offensively attacking players, even if you have ion torp and ion missile, you can keep that loadout till you're generally attacking the flagship. So using the torp for the corvette on defense and ion missiles for players, or even on your first attack, you hit the first cruiser with the ion torp, and then you hit the other one with your ion missile, and just every time your ion missile comes back up, you hit that second cruiser, and then keep hitting the first one with your lasers.
Okay.
But yeah, I think
and then
what Jish was mentioning about switching out, I think I would say 95% of teams try to avoid that these days. Like unless it's absolutely necessary for, unless you die or.
Yeah, it's making sure you're switching at the right time, because like if you're in say the middle
We
of
are
the map,
trying.
Yeah.
We are able to shut down the shields before the offensive run, and usually I change it before we pass to the attack or defense phase.
So you're meaning you shoot down the shield?
Yeah.
Were you saying you shoot it before you're on attack? So during the first dogfight or coin flip, you're going in out of phasing shields? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That can work, and then switching there can be helpful.
But if you are saying that I cannot switch, I can try without switching. It's not a
I mean,
problem.
it is better to not switch because you lose time to return to ship, change loadout, and come back to that.
Yeah, it's more of a role or a job thing. So if you're in a fighter, but you also help with killing players, or that's your main thing aside from dealing with shields, you can use the Ion Torp, Ion Missile loadout all the way up until the flagship attack and still do your job completely. So if you don't have as much damage output that you can do, you could spend that dealing with players or still chipping in with lasers, and you're just as effective as if you switch to something else. It's like with Ion Missile and either burst or standard lasers on X-Wing, you can disable and kill a player.
Yeah.
On either attack or defense. So that gives you a beneficial job that you're able to do with that same loadout, while also still having your Ion Torp for shields on the cruisers or the Corvette. So for our team, we generally will, our player that runs the Ion Torp won't switch off of Ion Torp till both cruiser shields are down, and generally after our first defense. So if we win the flip, the initial phase, and we go on attack first, we'll take down both shields, and they then use their lasers to hit just the ships to help bring them down. And then on our first defense, they'll use their Ion Torp on the Corvette, help use their lasers to kill it, and then they go switch their ship. So you've helped with the Corvette on defense, and then you're taking the time where then you don't have as much of a job to do to switch ships while your farmers are getting AI for the rest of the flip.
All right, I set up a match.
Okay.
Oh, you have minute?
Yes, I have.
Okay, I was gonna say, why don't we try to do a scrim and see how it goes and see if there's any questions, and also get maybe take some notes from the game and maybe demonstrate some things after the game so that people get to fly.
Yes.
Does that sound good?
Okay. Then still join on medic though. Because I mean, he already has it set up.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you want to do for the teams then? If y'all want to do your main group versus, and then like ask if you have questions, or if you want to do a mix and have some of yours watch, or I don't know how you want to do it.
I think having you guys as opponents will give you some perspectives that we don't have as a whole team.
All right.
I guess I don't know. What do you guys think? Couple?
Yeah, let's try that.
Yes,
we have 4 people, so maybe we'll need a 5th from your guys' team. Like how many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I actually can't play if you're counting. If you're counting me, I can't play.
Oh yeah, Auntie, we're counting you.
my PS4 is on another continent from where I'm at.
Oh no. Okay, well then we'll need 2. Okay, we have. Well, it seems like 1.
We can do 4 people. I mean.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, there's 3 versus 7. Yeah, so there's 10 of us.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Like if you don't count Auntie, right? It's just
11. We're 11.
Yeah.
There's 11, but since Auntie can't play,
Auntie
there's
can't play.
10 playable players.
Okay.
So yeah, we can do IS your 5, and then the other 2 join us on a team.
Yep.
And we could switch that out each game as well. So 2 players play with this each game, so you can get kind of the difference.
I would say guys goes with you, and one of us Ewok. I don't know. Let me see.
Can join them if you want.
Or you. or ego, so they try to kill me without
Exactly.
without die.
Yeah. So
You
Jesh,
pick couple.
Anyway, do you have
Yeah, guys,
the game
guys,
running?
it's under med.
guys, and I will go with them.
Okay. Yeah, it's under medic. Medic has it hosted.
There's a
Medic
there's
55.
a ton of game right now.
Yeah.
I don't know how is it possible.
Do I have?
With the password?
Yeah, it's SWS under like. Isn't it? I don't know, medic. What's your password?
Underscore SWS.
All right.
Or not underscore.
Like
not capitalization.
Lowercase.
Lowercase.
Lowercase SWS.
Same as the other thing.
What the
Small letters.
Small letters. There you go.
Tiny ones.
Tiny one.
Yeah. So Jish, I have a job for you. You have to kill Capucchione. He pretends not to know what he's doing, but yeah. So please kill him.
Oh, Capucchione is mine.
So you want me getting kills or not?
What's that?
You want me killing people or not?
Yeah, kill Capucchione the whole game.
Okay, I agree.
End the game killing him.
Right.
Please,
Right.
thank you.
You don't learn anything if you're just in the hangar the whole game, though.
I'm kidding, guys.
I've already had Reddit
Try
posts
it if
about
you
me
want.
bullying people. I don't need to bully more people.
All right. Are you guys finding the game?
Yeah.
I'm gonna head out, y'all. I wish I could play, but
You can join
y'all have fun.
from me or Mr. or Caterpie.
Hey, il nick?
Medic.
Medic.
No, no, no.
55.
You're.
Mine is in Discord.
I have an invite from Dream. Why?
While we're getting this sorted out, how do you guys want teams set up? Like Empire versus New Republic.
I don't know. What do you guys want to work on most? I mean, we could do one of each, right?
Yeah, we can try both.
Yeah.
Which one do you guys prefer?
Capu usually prefers Republic, I guess. The Y-Wing is so strong.
It's the same. No, the same.
Okay. Yeah, we can start. I guess we'll.
I'm not finding the log.
Yeah, you're not in.
We're sort of missing a health.
I'm here.
And I tried to invite you in the
Okay.
match.
I accepted.
Oh.
Okay. He's entering.
One more.
Fine. Fine. I sent my ID is target lock. I'm sending requests.
What's the password?
SWS.
SWS.
SWS. Sorry if that wasn't clear.
Underscore. Capital
You
letter.
didn't say it.
Tiny letters.
You didn't say it right, medic. You didn't say it right. You have to say SWS.
W right W.
W.
W is W actually.
WS.
Yeah.
W is it's so Italian.
Right.
It is actually.
Do these teams look good?
Okay.
Sure.
Fine.
It's
Okay.
It's up to you guys. I don't know what your main lineup is, so.
Do you have a map that you'd prefer?
It's set to random map right now, so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we may end up with Nandiri or Gallatin.
random map.
Random.
Okay.
We hope not Zavian.
No
because
Nadiri.
Not Zavian possibly because he's banned.
Yeah, Xavian would be harder for Empire.
Okay, do we want to switch to different channel or be on the same and just talk about it, or what?
The Empire goes to
Twitch, yes.
goes down.
Yeah, bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Good luck, guys.
Good luck.
Alright.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Alright, Ego and Gahels, what would you like to do?
Usually PK both, I guess.
Okay.
Alright.
Do you want me to support or do objective? Adala. Jish.
I would say objective.
Alright.
Okay. Then Adala, if you can fly support.
I prefer
Oh,
to take the interceptor, guys.
Yeah. If we have a support, then it should be medic. But Josh.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
that's what you asked about.
I can take the support with the.
Oh, we have medic
with
support.
With medic, yeah.
I mean, it's called medic, I guess. It settles it.
Yeah. In the support, if you could have resupply and mark.
Okay.
I do like my X-Wing.
X-Wing is best wing. After B-Wing.
X-Wing best wing.
After B-Wing.
B-Wing and then Y-Wing.
So, Ego, you
I
said
think it's probably B-Wing X-Wing, in my opinion.
Y-Wing is better than the X-Wing in almost everything.
I seem to do more damage with the X-Wing every game, so beats me.
I mean, it has more laser damage, but it has less health, less energy.
True.
Can't farm AI. What's that? Double torp and a Y-Wing? You have 11 torps? So much better. 5 proton torps, 6 piercing torps.
Yeah, so Ego, you said you're an interceptor? Is that what you said?
Depends. Yeah, usually I do, but since you said A-Wing is not feasible, I'm switching to X. Yeah, I was trying actually to do the Ion Dunk lately, since I saw that that's the main way. So
Yeah,
of
so
playing.
yeah.
So.
Jish, do you want to explain the flex rule and the focusing a bit on shields or whatnot?
As if you switch to an X-Wing, what would the loadout on that X-Wing be?
Yeah, Ion Missile, Concussion, and
Okay.
Burst, Jet, and Standard Shield, I guess.
Okay, that's what
Are
I
you going
use.
for Corvette or not?
No.
No?
Nah.
Imperial forces have arrived in Susumu, but they're not leaving alive. Eliminate their fighters. Keep our flagships safe.
If you could hit that one instead, because I can hit the one you marked and the one above it.
Only one Star Destroyer.
Bomber.
Estimate the enemy.
That's a wall.
Blast that target.
Good AI.
Oh, sorry.
He got away with 1 HP.
Got a missile coming. They got a lock on me. Shoot that.
Vanguard 3, that was something.
We've got a raider.
Raider's going to Charlie, it looks like.
Are you going to torpedo it? Taking care of shield.
First ion missile out.
Alright.
And
They're locking onto me. Sable, come on. Ouch.
I'm done. I'll be back in a few seconds.
you.
Let's give him hell.
Thanks.
I gotta resupply.
Ooh.
Blow that up.
Oh, sorry guys.
Back.
That's it. They killed Corvette as well, so they got almost half of their morale in the instantly. Here's Corvette.
Imperial fighters inbound. Keep them off the frigates.
One bomber coming in.
One missile out on the... One ion out on the Corvette.
I'm on this side.
Blast that target. They locked onto me. Got a missile on me.
Corvette's going to Bravo. Corvette's shield's down.
Alright, I'll start hitting it. You begin? Okay, never mind. See it.
Let's get some fire on that.
Hey, I'm friendly. That's my mistake.
Bomber low. Bomber low. There we go.
Okay.
Another bomber coming in.
Copy. They got a lock. What?
Raiders on Delta.
Going ion on it.
Someone warn the Empire I'm coming for him.
Shield's down on Delta.
Yeah, focus Delta.
Can we take C, Charlie, or are we waiting?
Yeah, I'll finish off C. Just keep hitting Delta.
Alright.
They destroyed a frigate.
They're locking onto me.
Are we going for it?
Yeah.
What's
Alright,
low?
head in.
We are good.
Do you have Mark up?
I'm down.
I made it.
Alright. I'm hitting this shield gen.
I have
It's
no
at
missile.
30.
I'll try to go there.
Yeah. I'll finish off that gen.
Dodge that missile.
some lag problems.
Alright. I got the gen.
Heading for power now. I'm about 20 out.
Yeah, I'm just pulling all the way out.
Bomber is really low.
Thank you.
But it's been
You're
healed,
welcome.
right?
Power's going down shortly.
Oh, shit.
1 point. 2 points.
I
I'm
got
down.
2.
4 points
The last
down.
one's on. Yeah, last one's on top, at the front.
Yep, I got both of the ones on the bottom.
There's one at the tip, top, bottom tip. Sorry.
Yeah.
The tip top.
Yeah, that's the last one.
All right. Are we out of phasing? We are, right?
No.
Yep.
No.
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 No. It's at 40.
Okay, I'm coming.
If you're doing that, then you want to do it with all 5 coordinated to do it.
First missile off on the Raider.
Alright.
Doable, but not. Don't want to try it. This. Yeah. Shields are off, Raider.
Missile inbound. Vanguard's green. You have a tail.
Oh, vago. No, me l'ha sparato libero.
Alright, we're in deep. Well, heading out.
Yeah, just going in.
Same.
That's a guy.
They got a lock.
I'll hit breach. Just hold them.
I'm there.
Okay.
Breach down.
What? Got a missile coming.
Down. And there we go.
Gone. I think I have some issue hitting players with the burst laser. It's really
Yeah, it's
annoying.
It's tough. What you want to do is eye on them, and then that's when burst laser can actually be useful. Yeah, otherwise it's a bit tougher.
Yeah, it's finding a balance. Like when you're defending, like the MC, the hangar's right there, so you can switch ships quickly. Then, so if you find like a Y-wing with ICT better to get kills, or an X-wing with ion missile and standard lasers, then you can switch without any real lost time.
Hey, Amorg, how's it going, man?
GG guys.
GG.
GG.
GG's. Wait, do we have? Oh, okay, there's 3 still.
We lost somebody.
Misnar.
Okay.
They may have left the lobby.
The return.
GG, guys.
GG.
GG.
GG, raga.
Miss comeback.
Alright, what do you guys think?
Aside from, I don't remember if our second shield gen fell or not. Aside from that, you did your attacks correctly. It's the standard, like you would have won most likely on your next attack. So it's the standard 3 attack win. We just won the dogfight, so we were attack ahead. Because you got one frigate really low, your first attack, you killed both, and almost got power and both shield gens your second attack, and then you would have killed the third attack. We just did the same thing a phase ahead.
Yes.
Yeah,
it was very good.
Yeah, and that
It was a
first
close
play,
game.
the first flip lasted forever. I felt like. I don't know about you guys, but that seemed to go forever.
The dogfight?
Yeah.
Or...
Yeah, the dogfight.
Yeah, dogfight went. Y'all got your AI same as we got ours, so you equaled it out on AI really well. Because I hit both of my packs like completely. I think Adala got his, so good job getting to AI quickly before we could get the flip instantly with ours.
You did the Corvettes. You had the time to do it because at a
Yes.
certain point there was still the timer on for the first phase, and you passed in attack suddenly. It's because you destroyed the Corvette at the beginning.
Ah.
Yeah, did we get Corvette on the flip?
Can't
remember.
The first flip?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the dogfight.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
dogfight.
during dogfight.
No, I
It
did
was
not
just
go for it.
dogfight. Okay.
I think eventually it fell later, but I did not go for it, and that's usually my priority. So
We lost 2 people on the dogfight.
Ah. Okay, then that equals the same morale as the Corvette.
Yeah, I was almost at 1% safe in the cruiser, and Adalla managed to get me. Damn.
Who are we waiting to rejoin?
Yeah, missed.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Okay. Your first attack on our cruisers, the damage didn't seem low at all. You got both shields and you had the one very low. I don't know if did y'all out of phase it after the flip or no?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Then yeah, that's just the standard attack. You out of phase one, and that's all it. Ideally, you obviously want to get as much damage on the second one as possible, but there's only so much you can do time-wise, because other teams will kill Corvette, and you can't really stop the AI farm without really strong
Can we try as Empire again?
player pressure.
Don't know,
Sure.
Capu.
Sure.
We can do it.
What you prefer?
I'm up for whatever.
Yeah, we can redo with the Empire. Yeah.
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 Sure.
Okay.
If you guys
okay.
want to work on that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like there was good pressure. Definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Think you can start.
Oh yeah,
ready?
yeah. Yep. Sorry.
Okay.
Do we want to
the
drop
game
down?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
Luck again.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Guys.
Did we want to have a more ions on the frigates?
I always carry an ion missile, so you always have
too
me as
now.
well.
Yeah, I think we had 2 ion missiles. It may just not have been marked when they fired them.
Yeah, we got the ions on that first frigate. Like that was good. The other one, yeah, I think it was 1.5 shields. If I remember.
Huh?
Do we get like 1.5 shields? I remember one of the frigates had these shields up for a while.
Okay. Then yeah, I mean just X-wings hitting that with their missiles as soon as they're up.
Because usually, like if I'm in, I prefer not to do it. But if I'm the Y-wing, it's I feel it's a bit wasted to dump Y-wing ordnance on a shield, because then
Yeah. I used mine on the first shield because I mean you're trying to get to it as much as possible. But I
you
fly
dump?
under the shields and Goliath the top generally
Yeah,
to
maybe.
strip it, and I fire my multi-lock at the top.
Yeah, maybe I should try to get under the shield, huh?
You can't do the bottom of them because the shield's like right at the bottom, but the top you can fairly well.
Both multi-lock and Goliath?
I don't try it with the multi-lock because the way that it kind of fires out, I think it just hits the shield anyway. I just fired the multi-lock at the shield to help get it down, and just Goliath for the turrets to strip them. Because you carry 5 multi-locks anyway.
Yeah.
Time-wise to get your multi-locks out, it's like a 12-second cooldown for them. So, I mean, it takes a minute to fire off all of them, and you're generally not firing them as soon as they're up. It'll be at least a little bit extra, so you may not get them all off to do damage anyway. So helping to get shields down as fast as possible.
Vanguard 3 standing by.
I'll hit that top right back and then the one that goes right below it.
Alright.
If you can hit the left one.
The left one.
Vanguard 5 at the ready.
Yeah.
I'm gonna focus on Raider this time.
This is Vanguard 2 standing by.
Yeah, the one that's like right on top of the Corvette, or right behind it.
Do not let them through our defensive lines. Stop that Star Destroyer.
First missile out on Corvette. A Raider.
So we just blow up that Star Destroyer, huh?
Sounds easy enough.
Now is not the time to take on a Star Destroyer alone. We took down a Raider.
What happened?
I smacked into something. Corvette is on Charlie.
Found an eye onto it.
First missile out.
I did exactly the opposite of what you told me to do, just because I fucked up. I went to the bottom.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'll just kill
Possibly an enemy.
I had shields.
It said the light cruiser did.
Yeah, but I had shields.
If you're at very low hull health and then just basically had shields keeping you alive, it could have hit you at the side.
I'm on the way.
I found that
I
even if I have shields, if I get hit exactly on the side, it like still kills me. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm resuppplying.
We want to drop shields on Delta.
Yeah. If you have missile, hit him.
The high. Delta shields are down.
They're locking onto me.
They're trying to go for the
We lost a Corvette. Vanguard, defend our frigates.
First missile out on Corvette. A Raider. Shields are off Raider.
Enemies locked onto me.
Low bomber.
One has supplies.
I have to change loadout.
Yeah, focus D. I'll go at the top of it.
Delta's down.
Go.
Charlie's not dead yet.
Charlie's down.
I just wasted a bunch of ammo.
Sorry.
The Empire's just lost their last cruiser. Great work, Magnar.
I'm hitting this one.
Blast that target.
Missile inbound.
I gotta retreat. I got.
It's half.
They got a lock on me.
What the? Oh, it was a missile.
Yeah, I'm too far.
There's half. Nice.
Shields disabled.
Coming at you, Vanguard.
I'm getting fire on that.
Power system. We destroyed their power system. Look for weak points in the hull and attack.
I got one weak one.
I got one. I don't see any more on top.
There's two on the bottom.
I got the second one. Yeah, I got one on the bottom.
I got both on the bottom. I'm down. I caught the tractor beam for too long.
What's one on the bottom?
I don't see any on the top right side at all.
Yeah, I didn't see any more. It's at 8.
Out of phase.
They locked
Yeah.
onto me.
Four.
Yeah, you're the only one in, but you have no one on you. Yep, they all left you.
Two. One.
One. Nice.
Down.
Well done. The Empire won't forget this anytime soon.
Looks like their AI farm was distributed among 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, but even then they didn't have mini AI. Like we had very low morale for a really long time there, where they just weren't getting AI.
That is true. I did notice that.
Yeah, like
I was
their
waiting for
AI
the flip.
farm
and it-
that game was lower than last game.
I wonder, should they be having 2 people just focus the AI?
GG guys.
GG guys.
GG.
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 It seemed like you focused AI a lot less that game. You had it spread out between players, but like on that last flagship attack, we were at low morale for a really long time. We all didn't get AI to flip it.
Yeah, it was a. I don't know. I couldn't find a lot of AI this time, and I wasn't very efficient.
Yeah, Sasubo, especially like ISD, it seems like the AI stay like right at the middle, or like right in front of where the corvettes normally or the cruisers would have normally been.
You have the advantage in the first phase because you have 2 runs for AI at the beginning. Instead, the Empire has only 1. So
Yeah, and the other group, you managed to ionize me well, exactly like half a second before I was about to launch the Goliath on the group.
Oh yeah.
Ah.
Okay, well.
This is at the very beginning.
we hope to be always Republic.
Do you want to try flipping factions?
I'm fine with doing other factions.
I have to go.
I have to
Okay.
leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty late. Gotta work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we can call it there then.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You are
It's been
very
fun.
kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Thank
been
you very much.
it's been everything very
Really,
interesting.
really, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. And if
Very
you have,
very helpful.
that's awesome. Yeah, I'll try.
You guys are.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you guys are welcome to ping me anytime if you need any more help. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'll post up also the stream on YouTube so that if you want any other members to see to catch up on it from your group.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
Because we
thank you.
covered
Really
a lot.
appreciate it.
Yeah, because we covered like a lot of good stuff, you know.
True.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. Thanks, Medic, Jish, Twigs, and everybody else who volunteered here, and yeah, it was good games.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very nice. Thank you again.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Everybody.
Thanks,
Have a
guys.
good one.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
See you the next time.
Yeah.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night. Bye, guys.
Night.
Bye, guys.
All right. All right, stream. Well, hope there's some people who learned something new or not enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys.